Hello, I am Wanderer001, and hopefully you're here because I came up with a clever title for this YouTube video. But if I didn't come up with a clever title, you are here because you want to know about Wealthfront. And what about Wealthfront? Well, one, from somebody who's been using it as their primary investing vehicle for over 5 years now, and two, as somebody who has used just about every feature of the new cash account that they have. We will pause to thank the sponsor of this video, me. I am not sponsored by Wealthfront to do these videos. I have chose of my own volition to use Wealthfront as my actual investing platform. Some other YouTubers, big people in the finance sector on YouTube, have definitely been sponsored to make Wealthfront reviews or plug Wealthfront. I am not one of those people. I have actually chosen to use this many, many years ago, as you heard, 5 years ago, as my primary investing vehicle. So I'm not going to bore you with the details of UI changes and things of that nature. If you want to see a lengthy playlist, up in the right-hand corner, you should be seeing an eye letting you know a playlist that will show the past history of Wealthfront. I will touch on a few things, but again, I know you're here for 5 years in review as well as the cash account. For starters, you will notice right here, this is one thing that has changed dramatically, which is why have my projections changed? If you watched any of my older videos, my actual at like 94 age was somewhere around the 5 million marker. Well, this is letting us know that they have actually made some changes that, based on information that you've plugged in, they've better assessed how your money will project for the future. And now that I've told you what that is, I can actually get rid of that because that has been staring me in the face for months. Next, automate your saving strategy. This is the self-driving money that Wealthfront has been promising. And we're going to open this up in a new tab really quick and take a look at it. How it works. You set a maximum balance for your cash account, and then everything above that, once it gets to $100, will be transferred to your investing account. Now, the way that I'm particularly using my cash accounts as a catch-all for my side jobs, I don't necessarily want that automatically going into an investment account, but I like the fact that that feature is there. They also give you 24 hours to say, no, don't move that money. But again, it's not a feature that I'm using as of yet. That's the only cash account feature that I have not started using. Coming back to our main page here, we can now get rid of that as well because that's accessible from other pages. Update my account links. This is something that's been happening a lot lately, Wealthfront. I'm looking at you. You're making me link my external sites a lot, and I don't know why, but can we not? Over on the right-hand side, you'll see the savings average, if you've checked out any of my other videos, has gone down, and that's because they have actually taken into account the flow of money as described by me when giving them information. So that is super helpful. On to the actual meat and potatoes of why you are here, the cash account. And I'm going to pop into my business cash account, and there's going to be a lot of things that are blurred out, and I'm sorry for that. It's just the way that things are. And let us start our journey for accessing the checking features of the cash account. I initially set up the cash account on July 28th, and the process was super simple. It all got done within a day. I'll be flashing up on the screen right now the steps that I went through to actually get the checking features added to the cash account. And I will say, the checking features initially were just a means of getting direct deposits into this particular account instead of having to transfer balances between external accounts into this one. I wanted to consolidate where all of my side job money was going, so I dumped it in here. And the process was super simple. At first, I had considered not getting the debit card for this account. However, there was a site, privacy.com, that I wanted to use that required you to use a debit card. And I thought, okay, well, I have this Wealthfront debit card now, which it might sound a little odd as far as debit cards go, or credit cards for that matter. It's actually pretty good. I recently got a new Freedom Unlimited card, and the film screen on the front of it is coming up in the corner. So that just smacks of cheapness. The Wealthfront debit card is pretty cool. It's got the Wealthfront logo on it. It has the Wealthfront color scheme and your name embossed on the back. I won't be showing you that. But I got the debit card with that one particular thing in mind. The problem is, even with connecting via the routing number and bank number, this particular service would not accept it. And the problem is the fact that Wealthfront uses Green Dot Bank as their pass-through. And let me tell you, I read the literature that came along with activating the checking account for my Wealthfront account, and I almost didn't do it. There was a lot of verbiage in there that kind of scared me, honestly. However, again, I set it up in July, and here we are in February, and there have been no problems. You will receive 2 different statements now, one for your Wealthfront Cash account and then one for your Green Dot, mainly to show the movement of money through it. Wealthfront has tried to get more people into their checking services. And by that, I mean they introduced something called their Cash Cat. And this was a means of trying to get people to sign up for other services. It's actually primarily one of the reasons I turned on the checking features. So back in July of 28, they announced what they were calling drops. And each drop, they had 3 or 4, and each drop had a specific thing that could happen. So if you set up your account, if you paid a bill from the account, if you set up a direct deposit, you would get percentages back or $20 back. I got in on one that was $20, which I think was just setting up the direct deposit. So they've gone on these marketing pitches to get more people to use these services. And I guess that's primarily because, well, you've got other players in the market that have larger marketing arms. So they're trying little things to get more people in. As far as the drops go, I'm sure they got some people in, but that wasn't the primary reason that I signed up for checking features on the account. As an aside, the debit card I ordered on September 21st, and it did not get to me until October 3rd. So a little leeway in actually getting to you. But with the debit card, you have access to ATMs. Right here, you can see Find Your ATM, and that is also accessible through the Wealthfront app. The ATMs are mostly what you'll find in CVS and Walgreens. Those will be the ones that get you free ATM withdrawals. If you use a different ATM, there's the air quotes possibility of a $2.50 charge. But that's not all that you can do with the checking features. You can accept direct deposit, which I have been doing on a regular basis and have had no problems with. I just use the routing number and the bank number instead of saying Green Dot because it just seems easier using that with other services. But some new things that were added to the checking features. You can virtually deposit a check, and I will say it was really quick and simple to do. The interface on the mobile app for doing that, much better than even my brick and mortar bank. And the mobile deposit I made on December 28th stated that it was in my account as of January 5th, and then posted to the account on the same day. Great. Now I can accept checks from people. What about writing checks? Well, guess what? You can do that with Wealthfront. You can have the ability to send people checks now through this. And I have mixed feelings about that only because there was a lot of information that they wanted to know about the party I was sending the check to, which made me think it's a little less useful for sending it to a utility company. But I did do a test where I sent a check on November 27th. Estimated delivery date was set for December 7th, and it actually got there on November 30th. So even though the estimated time was slated to be more than what actually happened, hey, that's pretty good. So those are the 3 big features: being able to direct deposit into Wealthfront, being able to send a check out from Wealthfront, and also being able to deposit a check using your mobile device into your Wealthfront Cash account. I have been using it since July, and I'm not going to lie. Aside from actually trying to pull money out of an ATM, which I haven't done because nobody's going anywhere in 2020 or the beginning of 2021 at this point, I have tested every other feature, and they have performed flawlessly with one caveat. If you have multiple cash accounts, and that's one of the things that has put me into a hesitation with using the self-driving money, ideally I would want 2 different savings accounts, and then I would move money from one bucket to the next savings account bucket, and then when that bucket got full, put it into an investment account. Just the way that my mind works. The problem, Wealthfront currently does not allow you to move money between your cash accounts. So if you have more than one Wealthfront cash account, you cannot move money between the two. You can move money from the Wealthfront cash account into an investment account, but not to another cash account. So I think that's a little odd, and I hope they fix that in the future. As I was saying, you were primarily here to find out about the cash account. So those are the major features that the cash account offers. Let's go back to the main Wealthfront page here and talk about how my investment accounts are doing. So if you're interested in 5-year growth, again, based on times and market, blah, 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 not investing advice, but to get an idea of what that looks like, stick around. So we'll start off with my IRA. Here we can see the long stretch that I've been working on with the IRA. There haven't been a lot of UI updates here, which is good. But over on the side, you can change your tax here, see all your transactions, manage your bank accounts. Contributions, the same. So 2021, 2020, I generally leave a little bit off if I want to dump some in there. Contribution limits. Here's what you're interested in. The overall 5-year money-weighted return for the Roth IRA is currently at 82.21%. That's including 2020 dip right here. If you were wondering what that was like previously, 6 months ago, it was at 29.73%. If we want to change this to a time-weighted, you're looking at 77.78 as opposed to 45.41. As you can see, it might not be crazy GameStop growth, but it has been a steady 5-year climb to where you can see in blue the net deposits versus the actual portfolio value. And this is with a old version of a risk score of 6.5%. With my investment account, there are some, again, UI changes that were made. Here you can see that dip in 2020 when the market went awry. Coming over from right to left, you can see Wealthfront fees paid, estimated taxes saved. This is because of tax loss harvesting. So this is all time. Dividends received all time. So this is actually showing you now. If we pop back to 2020 very quickly, here you can see tax loss harvesting as it was going into effect when the market was going down. And then dividends received. 2021, you can see smaller tax loss harvesting, but still did some things. We're going to come back to all time so that we can get our weighted and time weighted. So right now we have time weighted at 52.40. Previously, it was 21.26. If we change this to our money weighted, currently we are at 71.47. Before, it was 11.47. So this just lets you know, if you continue to slowly put money in, even during the dips, that eventually things will bounce back. And because you put money in at these lower times, and if I come in here and we come in at these lower times, I actually kind of added more stuff to try and boost during the downtime, stay on track, you'll be able to increase or have better returns. Now, if you are somebody who's looking at my account balance right up here going, well, that's not a lot of money, I'll agree, it is not. Primarily, I'm putting most of my money into a Roth IRA as opposed to this investment account. However, there are others on YouTube, one in particular, Millennials Lead the Way. If you're looking for what this account can look like and the features that it has, with a 6-figure number up there, I would highly recommend checking him out. I'll have something pop up that will take you to his page so you can check that out. Because as far as I know, he's the first and only person on YouTube who has a 6-figure investment account with Wealthfront and can actually access these 6-figure tools that the rest of us can't get to just yet. All right, back on our main homepage here. This is where I do a little bit of shilling. Granted, I am not sponsored by Wealthfront. However, I do have a referral code, which I will link down in the description area below. Even if you're primarily looking at the cash account and the checking features, it doesn't hurt to use the referral code because if you ever want to move into the investing side, you will be able to get $5,000 of assets managed for free. Granted, Wealthfront charges a very low rate to do all the magic things that they do, but $5,000 managed fee-free is better than nothing managed fee-free. So if you found this helpful in any way, shape, or form, I would appreciate you using the link down below. If you have any questions or comments, or would like me to actually focus on a particular area of Wealthfront, please feel free to leave a comment below, and I'll check back with you with a 6-month review in 6 months. I have been Wanderer001. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, consider giving it a like, as that will help other people find the video as well. If you like what I'm doing here, you can always help fuel the next review by buying me a coffee, link in the description below. Last but not least, if you want to be notified when I upload a new video, you know what to do.